Hi Sofia and Sarah, Daddy here again. Tonight, Daddy's got another book to read to you for your bedtime. It's also about a monster, like the ones that I read to you the last time. This time is called It's Not Easy Being Brave by Megan Have, illustrated by Maura Kluft and Myrna Stubbs. Not Mira, Myrna Stubbs. Alright, and here it says, even monsters have to face their fears. Right? So fears, what are fears? Do you know what are fears? Fears are things that you are scared of. You know, sometimes people fear the dark, right? Do you remember Sofia? Yeah, I remember Sofia, you scared of the dark, right? So you fear the dark, right? And Sarah, last time I don't remember you of being afraid of the dark when you're small. Okay, but when you're bigger, right, that's when you are a bit more scared of the dark. I remember last time, Sarah, okay, when you're small, okay, when you want to go to the kitchen to get something, to get snacks, right, after bedtime, you would just go out of the room and go to the kitchen yourself. Okay, when you're small. Do you know that, Sarah? Okay, but now you're a bit scared. Why is that so? Why do you think is that so? Okay, maybe fear when you are afraid, when you don't know anything. When you're small, you don't know anything. You don't know what you should be afraid of. You know, but when you're bigger, maybe you watch movies, or you know about ghosts, you know about monsters. Alright, that's when you tend to be more scared. But when you don't know anything, there's nothing to be scared of, right? You don't know about monsters, you don't know about ghosts. Alright, okay, let's start this book, okay? It's not easy being brave. Right, Luna? Pip was a monster, but he wasn't just any ordinary monster. Most monsters are scary, but Pip wasn't scary at all. Look at his nose. He has an orange nose. Right, Luna? In fact, lots of things frightened Pip. Most of all, he was afraid of monsters. He's a monster, but he's afraid of monsters. Isn't that very funny? Each night, when it was time to go to sleep, Pip's best friend, Marty, helped him check for monsters. They searched for smelly, dirty sock monsters under the bed. What is a sock monster? Monster that wears socks. Then they looked for slimy, shower drain monsters in the bathroom. Most importantly, they checked inside the closet for creepy shadow-lurking monsters. Are there such things as monsters? What do you think, Sofia? Have you seen monsters before? What about Sarah? Have you seen monsters before? I have never seen any monsters in my life. When he was sure there were no scary monsters, Pip would snuggle into Marty's pockets and fall fast asleep. He always felt so safe when he was with his best friend. Do you feel safe when you are not alone, when you are with your friends or when you are with me, right? You may be scared of the dark. You may be scared of going to the kitchen by yourself. But you always ask, Daddy, can follow me? I want to drink water. Then I will follow you every night, right? I will follow you to the kitchen, let you drink water, let you drink your milk, and we come back to bed, right? So do you feel safe when you're not alone? When you're not alone, you're with someone. Then one night, when Pip was getting ready to check for monsters as usual, he suddenly noticed something was different. Everything was quiet. Where's Marty? Worried Pip. Marty is his best friend, right? Then Pip found Marty's note. Dear Pip, I'm going to Grandma's tonight. I'll be back late. Don't wait up for me. From Marty. Oh no, cried Pip. What if there's a monster under the bed or hiding in the closet? Pip would have to check for monsters on his own this time. Alright, so he's on his own. So he must be really scared, right? So Pip took a deep breath and found his torch. He even made a special cape out of tissue to make himself feel more brave. I feel a bit better already, thought Pip. First, Pip crawled under the bed and waved his torch around. No smelly, dirty sock monsters under there, he said. Phew! Then, Pip peeped into the bathroom and flashed the light. No slimy shower drain monsters in there, he said. Double phew! But his monster check wasn't over yet. Oh, these are the monsters, sock monsters. Are you scared of sock monsters? Right, and then this is the shower drain monsters. Look like an octopus tentacles, right? My favorite animal. Finally, Pip tiptoed across the room. He slowly opened the closet door and peered into the dark. Pip shone the light inside and suddenly he dropped his torch. Pip froze on the spot. Inside was a creepy shadow lurking monster. The monster Pip was most afraid of. Shadow looking monster? Is there a shadow looking monster? Then Pip looked more closely. It's not moving, he thought. A zip, buttons, and 2 sleeves. It's just Marty's backpack and an old jumper. Jumper is like a jacket, you know. So it's not really a monster. He thought it was a monster because it was dark. Okay, but when he looked closely, it just happens to be his best friend's bag and the jacket. Pip had checked all the usual places, but after nearly coming face to face with a creepy shadow-lurking monster, he was more certain than ever a monster must be hiding somewhere. See? How many eyes does this monster have? This monster has 10 eyes and 4 arms. Maybe a tentacled, ten-eyed monster, or a grabbly, gnawing, gnashing monster, or even a loopy, wiggly, jiggly monster. Just then, Pip heard a strange noise. What strange noise? Creak! Shuffle! Thump! There was only one monster Pip could think of that made a noise like that. A giant pimple dribble monster. Oh, what's a pimple dribble monster? Is it one monster that has a lot of pimples on the face? That was even scarier than the tentacled, ten-eyed monster. A grabbly, gnawing, gnashing monster and a loopy, wiggly, jiggly monster put together. Just then, the bedroom door creaked open. Thump! Shuffle! Thump! Pip shut his eyes and held his breath. He just knew it had to be... What do you think is it? Marty! It wasn't a monster at all. Pip had never been so pleased to see his best friend in his whole life. Hi, Pip. What are you doing wandering around in the dark? You have to be pretty brave to do that, said Marty. All Pip's worries about monsters completely disappeared. He snuggled up with his best friend at last, and as he drifted off to sleep, Pip thought, brave. I like the sound of that. The end. So, what do you think of this story? Alright, it's about monsters, and Pip's very afraid of monsters. He thinks that there's a monster under the bed. He thinks that there's a monster in the bathroom. He thinks that there's a monster in the closet. But are there any monsters at all? Yeah, it turns out to be, just socks or just a backpack. So what do we learn from that? Normally, we may be afraid of something, but it may just turn out to be nothing. Because when we are scared, alright, our imaginations run wild. And we think of things that don't exist. Alright? So, you shouldn't be afraid of things that don't exist. So sometimes you have to face your fear. You're scared of something, alright? Just face it. Maybe it's nothing. You're scared of the dark. You go out and probably it's nothing. It's just dark. A lot of people are afraid of the dark. Alright, do you know why? It is because long time ago, when humans live in caves, they don't have light. They don't have light. So it's very dangerous for them to go outside, out of the cave, because there are wild animals there. Right? So there are wild animals and they could get eaten by wild animals. And some animals, you can see in the dark, like a cat. You see, a cat can see in the dark. You know what animals are they called when they can see in the dark and they go out at night and sleep in the day? They are called nocturnal animals. So nocturnal animals normally have eyes that can see in the dark, like a cat, like a bat. What else? What other animals are nocturnal? Yeah, so if they can see in the dark and we cannot see in the dark, isn't that dangerous? They can sneak up behind us and ngap and bite us, right? So that's why humans are naturally afraid of the dark. Okay, until humans discover fire. Okay, so when the humans discover fire, right, they use fire as light, they use fire as weapon, and they learn to no longer be afraid of the dark. So it's not really about ghosts or monsters, right? Well, a lot of people are afraid of ghosts and monsters, but not many people have seen ghosts or monsters. You see, sometimes it is just our imagination. So there's nothing to be afraid of. Right, Luna? Right or not? Alright, good night, Sofia and Sarah. Daddy love you so much times infinity. I'll read you another story again soon. Okay, hopefully tomorrow night, because yeah, I'm busy for the next few days, right? I have to study, you know. I have to study. So but I'll try read you another story tomorrow. See if I got any new interesting books to read to you. Okay, good night, Sofia and Sarah. I'll see you again soon, very soon, okay?